All right. So I wanted to do like a quick video, a little bit of the backstory for my short that I uploaded a few minutes ago in regards to a follow-up from my mom's doctor's appointment to check on her blood pressure. So my mom stays in a not a retirement home, not assisted living, but she stays in independent living for seniors. That's my grandbaby. She just, anyways. This video will not be edited. It won't be any of that. It's just gonna be raw and uncut and to the point. Anyways, and in those facilities, I think like once a month, somebody comes out and they check their blood pressure. So the month before, her blood pressure was elevated. It was like 160 over something. I don't remember the bottom number, but I did take her to the emergency room and they said the 160 over whatever the bottom number was okay. Zaya, do you see me doing something? Okay.
Quiet?
Yes, please be quiet just for a few moments, okay? All right, thank you. So, then this month, the nurse came in and they gave my mom a blood pressure check and it was like 175 over 92. And mind you, she had been complaining about headaches and stuff. We don't live in the same house, but we don't live that far apart. And I saw my mom every day, like 3 times a day minimum. And I was asking her about the headaches. She said she had headaches, her feet were swelling, and she felt like her eye was starting to droop a little bit. So they did her blood pressure, and again, it was 175 over like 92. So that freaked me out. So I was like, Mom, you know, maybe we need to get you to the emergency room because I want to get ahead of it before it's too late, right? She didn't want to go. So what I did instead, I said, okay, tell me what it is that you're eating. So she told me what she was eating. I asked her what she had the morning of the blood pressure check. She said, well, I didn't eat anything. All I had was tea. I'm like, okay. I said, did your tea was it decaffeinated or was it caffeinated? She said, well, I don't know, you know, let me go check. So she went and she checked the tea and it was indeed caffeinated. I said, I'm more than certain that that tea is what's giving you the headaches and it is what is elevating your blood pressure. Because I had already removed salt from her diet and I had already removed sugar. So I'm like, it has to be this caffeinated tea. So she went and she checked the box, like I said, and it was indeed caffeinated. So she waited about an hour and then she went back down to the nurse's station to have her blood pressure checked again. And she did ask the nurse, she said, hey, does caffeine have an effect on your blood pressure? The nurse did confirm that caffeine does have an effect on your blood pressure. And she checked my mom's pressure again and it was elevated a little bit more. I think it was like, before it was like 175 over 92. I think it went up to like 176 over maybe 93 or something like that. And so my mom was really worried, but she still didn't want to go to the doctor. So I was like, okay, Mom, you know, I can't force you to do it. But you're going to have to trust me. I said, so we're not going to consume any more tea. I want you to go ahead and take your aspirin and drink a lot of water and try to flush the tea out. And we're just going to monitor you. We're going to see if your feet go down. We're going to see if the headache subsides. We're going to see if your, you know, eye that was starting to droop a little bit, you know, comes back into alignment. So it took about 24 hours. It took about 24 hours for the tea to go through her system. And eventually the headache went away after about 24 hours. Her feet went back down to normal, the swelling went away. and her alignment with her eye, returned back to its original state. So I said, okay, so I think we can say that this was the tea that was elevating your blood pressure. Okay. So we removed that. And I said, okay, I'm going to take off from work Monday. And we're going to go to the doctor. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm just going to take you to the doctor. So we went to the doctor today. And I was a little apprehensive because I wanted to make sure that I was going in the right direction and that the things I had removed were indeed the issues for her elevated blood pressure. So we get to the doctor, and they did her blood pressure. Not manually, they did it with the cuff. The young lady did say that she would take it manually at the end of her appointment, but I think she may have forgotten. But she took my mom's blood pressure, and it was 153/75. And I was like, okay, so what I did was good. We're moving in the right direction here. Of course, she still has some improvements that she needs to do. The doctor did confirm that blood pressure is different for everybody, but they would like to see her top number in the 130s. So I'm going to continue to monitor my mom. I'm going to continue to monitor her intake of salt and sugar and caffeine. She was really surprised, and she's a coffee drinker. She absolutely loves coffee, right? But unfortunately, we're going to have to let that go. We may try decaffeinated, but she can't have it every day, right? And we just kind of have to monitor her. So everything that she has to be low sugar or sugar-free, decaffeinated. And I don't want her to feel like she's being deprived, because my mom is very independent. Like, she's very independent. And I don't want her to feel like I'm taking something from her. But I also know she doesn't like to be in pain. And quality of life is more important to her than being able to indulge in those things. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to replace sugar for agave, right? I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with agave, but it's the same sweetness, but it doesn't come with all of those ailments that come with consuming sugar, right? So that's an easy flip out. For salt, I think we switched it to sea salt. She doesn't really care for the sea salt. She feels like it's a little potent. So we're going to find her a different type of seasoning. Then for the, what was it? I took away sugar, caffeine. Oh, so for the caffeine, we'll find caffeine free. I may try decaffeinated, but again, she can't have it every day. And just see how we move from there. She really loves meat. My mom is a big meat consumer. So we're going to take away, she doesn't eat a lot of red meat. We took that away like years ago. But every now and then she does indulge in that. For breakfast, when she wants to do like sausage or something, instead of 2 sausage patties, we brought it down to 1. There's been no problems. Instead of pork sausage, we can do chicken sausage, which is equally as good. I love chicken sausage patties. I think we get those, when we do get those from Kroger, very good, very inexpensive. A lot doesn't come in the pack. I want to say maybe 12 comes in the pack. And just have one a day. Just have one a day, right? I'm trying to keep my mom around as long as I can. I'm trying to keep myself around as long as I can. And like I said, I'm no health professional, but I do study a lot with herbs and things like that. And we're going to add some beetroot capsules to her daily consumption, just to see if we can bring her blood pressure down more, and increase her water intake. She used to be really, really active before we moved her here to Georgia. She's not as active as she used to be because, you know, she doesn't really know how to get around here. And we had a car, but our car got torn up and salvaged late last year. So I don't get to see my mom every day like I'm used to. And she doesn't get to see me, so we don't get to go out and do a lot of things. So she's not as active as she used to be, but so we're going to increase that. So those are the changes that I made for my mom that drastically made a big improvement to her blood pressure. So if you are, you know, someone who's involved in your parents' lives and maybe they're, you know, battling the same thing, just ask them what they're eating, you know, and how often they're eating it, and just monitor it. Say, hey, you know, are you having headaches after you eat X, Y, and Z? Or are your feet swelling after you eat in the morning? Do they swell up all day? Do they start to swell after you eat breakfast? You know, and just kind of monitor so you can know what to remove slowly. You know what I mean? So that is my input for today. Like I said, this is not an edited video. This is not something with perfect lighting or perfect background. You see my grandchild back there, you know, wanted all my attention, but I just wanted to share this. Hopefully it helps somebody who is maybe battling with the same thing. I should have brought my beetroot capsules to show you the ones that I take, but they are from Amazon. They are $10. You get like a really big jar. You have to take 4 a day. I want to say it's 2,000, I think it's milligrams. But you take 4 capsules a day. Really inexpensive. I take those every day. I take 2 in the morning with my breakfast and 2 at night with my dinner, or sometimes I'll do 2 in the morning with my fruit smoothie. Sometimes I open up the capsule and just pour the powder into the mix of the smoothie that my daughter makes me in the morning, and you know, they work wonders. So I'm going to order some for my mom and just see if we can get that pressure down some more. But I am definitely happy that we got her out of that 175 round. That was a little nerve-wracking for me. And you know, your parents can be real hard-headed. I really wanted her to go to the emergency when they told me that, because like I said, without making this video too long, I am my mom's only child, and 2 years ago my mom suffered a mild stroke, and I was here in Georgia and my mom was in Wisconsin. And my auntie told my mom to call me because she thought that my mom was having a stroke. And so my mom called me, and I could understand what she was saying clearly. But she told me that she wasn't able to drink water. She would try to drink water and it would come back out. And I'm like, okay, Mom, I want you to stay on the line with me. I'm going to call 911 and I'm going to have them come to you. And she was like, well, what's happening? You know, and I had to be calm because I didn't want her to get upset, which could further escalate the issue. So I was able to keep my mom on the phone, and I was able to call 911 from Georgia and send somebody there, and they were there in like record time. Like in under 5 minutes, someone was there with my mom, and they were able to open up the door and get to her and take her to the hospital. And they ran some tests, and they indeed did confirm that my mom did have a stroke. But because we moved so quickly, she was able to make a full recovery. It was only a minor stroke. She has no type of physical ailments to show any signs that she went through that. We put her in therapy to kind of get her speech back together because when it first happened, her speech was a little, I don't know the word, but you know, it was a little hard for her to get her words out when it happened. But we put her in speech therapy. She got that right back together. She got her balance right back together. So I always try to get ahead of things before, you know, something happens. And that happened before at that time because she said she had stopped taking her cholesterol medicine for like 3 months and she didn't say anything. And then she was eating like bacon and sausage and all these other things, and she was having headaches and she was having, you know, signs that something was occurring, but she didn't think anything of it. You know, she would just take her aspirin and keep moving. So I tried to be proactive, and I try to ask questions without making her feel like I am taking away her independence or I am invading her space, because she's very much still capable of taking care of herself, and I always want her to feel like she's in full control of her life, and I am just there to make sure she's comfortable, to make sure she's happy, to make sure her quality of life is the way that she wants it to be. And that's it. That's all. So if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, I really hope that it helps somebody else. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section, and maybe I will try to upload more of these. But until then, thanks for watching. You guys take care.